Our next honoree is an accomplished professional renowned for his exceptional contributions and dedication to the field of marine engineering. His passion for marine engineering and his innovative approach to guiding the Imarist UAE branch earned him the prestigious Imarist Global Outstanding Contribution to Marine Education Award. Currently, he also serves as a key account manager for PPG Marine UAE. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Nikeel Idnani, Honorary Secretary, the Institute of Marine Engineering, Science and Technology, Dubai, to the stage.
Wow, that's a big certificate. Yeah, whoever says size doesn't matter. Let me read out what's on the certificate. It says, Certificate of Honor for extensive research and realization in the maritime professional development sector. Very interesting, extensive. How long is a piece of string? Research. A marine engineer is a jack of all trades and master of most of them. When you're in the middle of the ocean and faced with a problem on board a ship, and I come from an era where there was limited communication between ship and shore, then the buck ends with you. You are responsible for solving the problem. And you leverage on your knowledge, your experience, common sense, and research of the ship-specific equipment or system which has a problem. A marine engineer, these skills are inculcated into a marine engineer's DNA very early in their career. And it pretty much runs in my blood. So as the secretary of the Institute of Marine Engineers, I've hosted since 2012 more than 100 technical seminars. And each of them are unique in terms of the sponsor presents a technical product or service. And I am responsible for understanding each of these products that are presented and doing research into them. Like, for example, we had our previous meeting on the 19th of April, which was presented by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries of Japan. So I had to do research on what they presented, which was turbochargers and steering gears, so that I made what I believe was a smart invitation, and I hosted this technical meeting. I introduced the products, and thereafter hosted a panel discussion. So if I have to hold my own on the stage with these experts, then I better do some research in each of these products and services that are presented on our platform. There's a lovely word, maritime, my favorite word on this certificate. And my maritime is deep-rooted in my family. My grandfather was a mariner. My father was a captain. My father's brother was a captain. My mother's brother was a captain. And I, of course, am the black sheep. I turned out to be a marine engineer. I served for 10 years on board ships, culminating my successful seafaring career as a chief engineer before I came to this beautiful city of Dubai. And since 2004, I have been in various business development capacities, all related to the maritime industry. So for me, the maritime industry is a double-edged sword. In terms of, I've always been associated with it since I stepped on, I couldn't even step because I was carried on board my first ship in the May of 1970 when I was 6 months of age, when my father was a chief officer. So ever since then, it's my passion. The maritime industry is my passion. And the flip side is I can't get away from it. So even if I wanted to start a business, as you suggested, Dr. Sohan, then it would be maritime related. Realization has been, for me, I interact with so many people when I host each of these seminars. It's been interesting because I think people are the same, irrespective of nationalities. What makes one person tick makes the other person tick as well. We are all same. There are small idiosyncrasies amongst nationalities, but I sincerely believe that there's a common trait which runs through all kinds of people, and it's just the individual approach. I have a silly example which comes to my mind when I host these technical meetings. Then at the end, they're all done voluntary. Thank you for pointing that out as a voluntary organization, and I volunteer as the secretary of the IMRist. People show appreciation in different ways in what I do. Some people just say a thank you. Then there's some people who give us small tokens of appreciation. One of them gave me a clock which didn't work really. And when I brought it to his notice, he said, go to the watch shop and get it fixed. But I was quite happy to see a company called Elcom. They actually gave me an iPad. So, different people show their appreciation in different ways. And realization is giving credit where it is due. I think this comes to my mind. I work for an organization where I had a boss who would take me into a small meeting room and ask me for my opinion about certain technical aspects of marine engineering, and I would share it with him. And he would take this as his own ideas and escalate it to the senior management. So one of the realizations is credit is not always given where it is due. But today, however, the devil has been given his due in the form of this certificate of honor from the IMC, and I'm truly grateful. And thank you, IMC, for recognizing my efforts.